Most of us grew up watching Disney movies, colorful, musical, and filled with talking animals, magical creatures, and heartwarming lessons. But here's something you might not know. Many of those beloved stories weren't originally Disney's. They came from old legends, folk tales, and classic literature passed down through generations, across cultures and continents. One of the most iconic of them all is Pinocchio, the little wooden puppet with a nose that grows when he lies. It's a story many recognize, but few have heard in its original form. Pinocchio was born from the imagination of an Italian author named Carlo Collodi. In 1883, he wrote a book called The Adventures of Pinocchio, Story of a Puppet. But this wasn't a sweet, cheerful fairy tale. No, Collodi's Pinocchio was wild, mischievous, and often in danger. His journey was full of hard lessons, strange characters, and real consequences. It was a story meant to teach kids the value of honesty, responsibility, and love, through trial, error, and sometimes, a little bit of fear. It was gritty, emotional, and deeply human. So, what was the original Pinocchio really like? The original story starts as, once upon a time in a small Italian village, a carpenter named Master Antonio discovered a magical log. When he tried to cut it, the log squeaked, "Ouch! Don't hurt me." Surprised and scared, he gave it to his friend Geppetto, a kind but poor woodcarver who dreamed of making a puppet. Geppetto carefully carved a puppet from the magical wood. He named him Pinocchio. To Geppetto's amazement, the puppet blinked, smiled, and ran out the door. Pinocchio didn't want to be a good boy. He laughed at Geppetto's warnings and got into trouble immediately. He even got Geppetto arrested when people thought Geppetto was hurting him. That night, a wise talking cricket appeared. He said, "If you don't listen and go to school, bad things will happen." But Pinocchio didn't care. He threw a hammer at the cricket, and killed him. Or so he thought. After more trouble, Pinocchio slept near a fire. In the morning, oh no! His wooden feet had burned off. Geppetto forgave him and made him new feet, hoping he would change. Geppetto sold his only coat to buy Pinocchio a schoolbook. But on his way to school, Pinocchio saw a puppet show, and sold his book for a ticket. Two sly tricksters, a fox and a cat, told Pinocchio to plant his coins in the field of miracles and grow a money tree. He believed them, but they stole all his coins. To stop him from telling anyone, the fox and cat hung Pinocchio from a tree. He nearly died, but a beautiful fairy with blue hair rescued him just in time. When the fairy asked what happened, Pinocchio lied. With every lie, his nose grew longer and longer. The fairy forgave him, and his nose shrank back. Still not learning, Pinocchio ran off to Funland, where boys could play all day. But it was a trick. Bad boys turned into donkeys, and so did Pinocchio. Now a donkey, Pinocchio was sold to a cruel circus. He worked until he collapsed. The owner threw him into the sea, but magic turned him back into a puppet. While searching for Geppetto, Pinocchio was swallowed by a giant fish, and guess who was inside? Geppetto. They hugged and made a plan to escape. Pinocchio and Geppetto escaped the fish's belly and washed ashore. Pinocchio carried his weak father through the waves, determined to care for him. Pinocchio worked hard, helped Geppetto, and listened to the lessons the cricket, now a ghost, still whispered. He gave up laziness and selfishness for love and kindness. One night, the fairy appeared and said, "You have proven yourself brave and good." The next morning, Pinocchio woke up, not as a puppet, but a real boy. Geppetto cried tears of joy. And that's how the wooden puppet who once ran wild became a real boy, not by magic alone, but by learning what it means to care. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a new video.